Hey everyone, this is Ken, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on a walk-in wardrobe room. Now the cool thing here, guys, we're actually utilizing selector panels to choose a variety of different styles and different designs of clothing that you want to wear. I mean, you could literally mix match hundreds of different styles with just pretty much selecting whatever you want. And this is great because it really gives a variety of different styles. And it makes it more interesting. I mean, you want to have that ability to choose and mix match different clothing. Now, check it out. Let me show you how this works, alright, before we even get to the details. Now, in this case, we're going to choose the helmet. And you know what? We're going to mix it up with a red suit jacket. Now, we're going to go over here for the pants. We're going to pick some, what do we call that? Let's call that some Levi jeans. And we're going to go with the green Vans. Look at that. Oh yeah, I'm going super 80s today. Fantastic. Now, once you've chosen what you wanted to wear, right? Let me zoom out for a second. Now, all you have to do is walk inside, press that button, and all the items that you selected are going to on you in seconds. Look at that. Look how quickly you actually got dressed up with the items you selected. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, and the great thing about this, guys, you really don't need a lot of resources to hook this up. Now, as you see, guys, we got the helmet. We clearly got the red jacket. We got the denim jeans. Look at that. And we even got the green Vans. Look at that. That's we're styling for days. That's perfect. Now, to explain a little more in depth about the lights that you're probably seeing in front of you, let me explain a little more what they work for. Now, the light on top, the Redstone Lamp, really just indicates that you activated the button. And the light on the bottom simply indicates when the items are going through and can be pretty much put on you. Now, this comes the fun part to actually restock and put back your items when you're running low. Now, all you have to do is place a Redstone Torch there, and the secret hidden entrance will open. Look at that. That's perfect. I even added a crafting table to really throw people off so they really won't notice that they could go back there. Now, like I said, guys, the redstone behind this is extremely simple. I mean, look at this. We have a simple setup and an awesome way to really restock your items because they're pretty much all labeled out. And the cool thing is, you just go to the selected picture and underneath are the hoppers. I mean the droppers. I always get that confused. Now all you have to do, guys, is just restock those droppers and you're good to go. I mean, it's that simple. Now let me go back out a little bit and kind of show you in a little further perspective on how this really looks. Now we're using some basic redstone, and the cool thing is you only need 3 hoppers for this entire system. So not only is it simple, it's also compact. And we're going to be using and utilizing ice and water to really set this up. So make sure you guys have a silk touch pickaxe to get that ice. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into the items we're going to need. Now, bear in mind, I will be putting this in the description. You will need a block of your choice, some half slabs. You need a dispenser, a few droppers, 3 hoppers, a few sticky pistons, redstone lamp. You will need some carpet, a few buttons, or just one, to be honest. Crafting table, that's completely optional. Redstone dust, I think 1 redstone block, redstone torch, repeaters, comparators. You will need a few ice blocks, and a few buckets of water, and of course some form of lighting. And like I said, guys, earlier, make sure you look in the description because I will be putting the list of items you'll need. Now at this point, guys, feel free to pause the video and have this set up, alright? Because you're going to need the spacing to really set everything up the way you want it. Now once you've done that, we're going to go all the way to the left here and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now on the 4th block there, you're going to count 9 blocks inwards. So you're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now on the 9th block, you're going to place 2 droppers going upwards and 1 dispenser. See, so you should have that kind of format. Now you're going to place a comparator right there with a block right in front of it. See? Then you can place a redstone torch right there, block on top of that, redstone torch in front of it, and a temporary block on top of that, but don't worry, we'll get to that in a bit. Trust me, it's going to make sense once I get through all this, trust me. Now at this point, let me delete that, apologize. You're going to place a redstone dust right there with a block in front of it. Then you're going to place your repeater on 2 ticks with a block right there. Now you're going to place a block right there, place a block there and a half slab underneath, delete that, and another half slab, or you could place a block whatever you feel like. But I like half slabs, they really give a nice clean look to it. Add some redstone dust till you hit that block. Now on this side you can place a redstone dust there and there, a block right there, and 1 repeater right there on 1 tick. Now bear in mind the other repeater is on 2 ticks, so just keep that in mind. Now here you're gonna place 3 hoppers, guys, and that's it. That's pretty much the most amount of iron you're gonna be using for this entire build. See? So once you drop an item inside, it's gonna go straight up to the top. And it does it instantly. It's a very quick system, it's a very simple system to use, and it's highly efficient. Now you're going to add a redstone lamp right there. You're going to delete that block, and that's going to be your floor. See? Because that's the way it's going to indicate to you that redstone lamp is going once that happens. Fantastic. Now it's really coming together, guys. Alright, we're getting pretty much the hard part done. Now at this point, you're going to place 2 blocks of your choice, like so, and you're going to create this kind of pattern. Place 2 more blocks there, and what I want you to do is create a wall from one end down to the other. So make sure you add some blocks in a straight line, and you're going to go 1 block from that side, and you're going to create this 3x3 framework, and you're going to delete the block in the middle. Now over here you're going to do the same exact pattern, so make sure you use some item frames to create this kind of format. Now of course you're going to repeat this on the other end, okay? So add some blocks right there of your choice. That's going to be the wall. And from this point, add 3 item frames in a 3x3 format and delete the one in the middle. Okay, I'm going to do this to both sides. Trust me, guys, it's going to make a world of difference, and it kind of really simplifies everything. Fantastic. Now we're going to go straight to the back over here, and you're going to add a block right there and there as well. See? Then you add a redstone torch right there on the side, and over here on the opposite side you're going to add another redstone torch. See? Then you're going to add 1 comparator on top of it, because that's going to pick up the signal coming from that block, which will be the item frame selection. Then add 2 blocks like so, and a half slab underneath, delete that, and a half slab right there. Now let's repeat this one more time. A block there and there, half slab right underneath, delete that, and make sure that half slab is going out is on the side where the torch is at. So once again, 2 blocks, a half slab there, delete that, and you should have this kind of look, guys. Alright, it's pretty repetitive, it's just pretty much mirroring the other side. Then place some redstone dust right there and there. Then you're going to place a comparator right there, and you're going to activate it. So hit that comparator so that it can stay on. Okay, make sure it's on. Keep that in mind, guys. It's very important. So add a comparator there, there, and there as well. Perfect. Now you're going to add 2 half slabs for the block, and you're going to repeat that to each one. Perfect. Alright, so it's really coming together, guys. I mean, you're pretty much getting the point at this point. Now on this part, you're going to just add a comparator and just leave it off, alright? Make sure it's regular, it's on, that's fine. Then add a block right there, and you're going to extend that all the way to the back. See? Then you're going to add some half slabs right across, and you're pretty much going to repeat that to each one. So right in front of that comparator, add a block, add a half slab on the side of it. Then pretty much extend that all the way to the back. Let's place the half slabs here. And of course, repeat that again on these sides. Well, on this side. Add a block right there on the side of the comparator, and pretty much extend that right across. Now you should have this kind of look, guys. Then you add some redstone dust right across, and from that point, add some redstone dust to reach the back end. Now the reason you're doing that is for the simple fact that you're going to add some blocks right across, but make sure right here, on this part right there, is not interfering with anything. You want that flow of redstone dust reaching from one end to the other. Now let's repeat that one more time. So you connect to that block. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add some stairs upside down because you want to create a nice flush surface. And the cool thing is the stairs don't interfere with the redstone dust. Then of course repeat this to each one. Now guys, this does get very repetitive, but not to worry, we're pretty much doing the hard part right now, so it's going to get pretty easy. Then add those blocks right there, and of course your stairs to make this flush. Now it will make sense at one point. Now right on top of those comparators, you're going to add a block one more time. And trust me guys, it's going to make sense. Then you're going to add a redstone torch on the side of it. It should be a total of 8 torches going right across. Now, once we've done that, and it looks like this, you're going to add some droppers facing downwards parallel to the redstone torches. Now, what I'm doing, guys, I'm actually aiming at the redstone torch so that it could create that same format to go facing downwards. Now, the great thing is, the system right next to it will not interfere with those droppers, because the way the redstone is laid out. So not to worry guys, it makes sense. Now right parallel to that, you're going to add some ice and some blocks underneath the ice. And of course, you're going to repeat this to each one, guys. Now once you get to this part here, add some, convert those half slabs to a solid block. Then we're going to add some blocks right there, about 8 blocks right across. And some ice going from one end down to the other. Now let's do this to the other side now. Add some blocks right there. Stretch it right across, guys. Add some ice on top. Fantastic. And of course, once you get to this side right here, what I want you to do is, of course, repeat the same pattern, but make sure to convert those half slabs into solid blocks, you see? Perfect. And you're going to stretch that right across from one end down to the other. Now, when we get from here, you're going to place a block of ice right there, and you're going to extend that straight to that hopper. And of course, repeat that to the other side. So add a block there, extend that to your parallel to the last ice block. Then you're going to take your block of choice. You can use whatever block you want, and we're going to cover this. So you had 2 blocks right there. We're going to fill in the sides right here because we don't want nothing spilling. Fill it right there. And we're going to pretty much create this awesome channel. Now, from that point, place a block there. You'll delete that. You're not going to need it. And of course, you're going to extend that right across all the way down to the end. Awesome. Now you could at that point you're going to place 2 buckets or 1 bucket of water on each side. And they're all going to flow evenly directly into the center where that hoppers is. Then you're going to place a block right there and there. And what you're going to do is add some blocks straight across till you connect to the wall behind you. Now what I like to do, guys, I like to add a half slab there, then add a bucket of water. Then you delete that and replace it with a block of your choice, or you just make that half slab directly into a solid block. It's really your choice. I mean, it's your style. Just make sure there's one block of water source at the back end of this. Now, once again, I'm going to add my half slab right there. Then I'm going to add my block of choice right across until I connect to the one in the front. See? Then add a block right there because you don't want any of these items spilling out for whatever reason or getting stuck on any piece of half slab, or you want this to be as efficient as possible. You just don't want any items slipping out for whatever reason. So Minecraft tends to act funny like that sometimes. Fantastic. Alright, so we're getting pretty much done with this. Alright, so we're going to add another block there. We're going to extend that right across because we want to cover that up. And over here as well, in a straight line. Now right over here, you can add this right there to kind of make this all flushed out. Now let's connect this back end straight to the front. Fantastic. And if you want to, you can even convert this to solid blocks and just kind of make it a straight line. I mean, you want to make this a solid wall, you can. I mean, just to be on the safe side. Fantastic. Awesome. Alright, now that we did that, what I want you to do at this point is go straight to the back. You're going to delete these two blocks, 1 and 2, add the water source directly on the ice, then put back the block right there. My God, I'm getting tongue-tied. Awesome. So now what you have here is a perfect flow of water channels leading directly into the hopper, and because there's ice, the items are going to be flying right across. Now from there, guys, you want to cover this up with some blocks of your choice and pretty much make this airtight. You don't want nothing coming in or coming out. Now right over here, you're going to place the block of your choice right in front of those comparators, just like so, but right behind it. And you're going to use an item frame. Now I like to use an arrow, but you can use whatever you want to indicate what items you're picking. But you can see clearly as we're changing the knobs, the torch ends up changing which one it activates. Now I'm going to show you how to do that without activating it, activating a row of them at the same time. The last thing you want to do, guys, is activate a row of different items all at once. Now what we're going to do here right now is extend the frame around by 1 block. Okay? Then you're going to add a redstone lamp right there and a block right on top of it. Now at this point, guys, you're going to add your 1 button right there, and that's it. Awesome. Now let's start working in the back to really control the item frames so that it sends the correct pulse at the exact same time. So you're going to add blocks of there, right there, like as you see. And you're going to add a redstone torch in front of it. Then you're going to add some stairs, if you want to really decorate this as much as possible right across. Now you're going to add some redstone dust from that block, because that's where the button's located. And you're pretty much going to extend that from one end down to the other. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've actually noticed a slight mistake I made. In the center, there's a redstone torch. Now, as you see, guys, when you pretty much activate it, it pretty much releases the pulse and then retracts it to make sure that all the torches are off. Now, you see that torch in the center? You could delete that. That was a slight mistake I made, but I hope you guys caught that. Now, at this point, guys, you want to add a row of blocks or the floor right across. And at this point, guys, we're going to start creating the hidden entrance. So you're going to add a redstone torch right there, because that's going to be the button. And you're going to add a piston, well, a sticky piston in this case. See? For some reason, when you add a redstone torch kind of parallel at an angle with the sticky piston, and activates it. And I pretty much know it has to deal with a bud switch, but it works fantastic for these kind of situations. So at this point, you're going to add a block there with a redstone block right there. Then you're going to add another block right there and delete that to create this kind of format. Then you're going to add a half slab right there with some redstone dust and a repeater right there on 2 ticks. Then add a block in front of it and a sticky piston on the side of it. See? Then what I like to do is I like to add a crafting table just to really throw people off. You don't want people to know that's the entrance or even suspect anything about it. The last thing you want is someone coming in and stealing your armor, your clothing, etc. Now you're going to add about a few blocks right there, delete those 2. Add a sticky piston. And you're going to add 3 sticky pistons like so. Then you're going to add a block there and there. Add a redstone torch underneath. And a redstone torch on top with some redstone dust on top of it to act that 3rd piston. Then of course you're going to add your blocks of your choice right there. And you're going to add 2 blocks to really cover up the pistons itself, because you want nobody to see that. Fantastic. You see? And it works in perfect sync. It's such a smooth transition between each other, and all the pistons actually activate at the same time. Now at this point, guys, I want you to pretty much hook up the whole front entrance the way you want it. I mean, you could really design this to any style you want and really customize this to your personal preference. Now, I'm not going to get too in detail what I did, but I want you to really personalize this. I mean, make this your style. And you're probably going to have a room that you're pretty much setting this up in, or some kind of place, or etc. So at this point, pause the video and just kind of decorate it to your style. Now, once you've done that, guys, you should have something like this, or pretty much whatever style you want. But I want you to hook up the front before we get further on to the details. Like I said, guys, when you add that torch, it's going to open. Now at this point, we're going to hook this first entrance up so that you can restock your items. So you're going to add a block of your choice, a half slab there, and you're going to add a few half slabs right there to create this kind of framework. And 1 more half slab at an angle. You see how it looks? Fantastic, guys. It's really coming together. Now, you can leave it like this if you want to, but basically, you're creating an entrance to lead directly to the back end of this whole part here. So if you want to make it bigger, you would pretty much extend that forward. And what I want you to do, guys, add some blocks right there, and you're going to create this nice front entrance. You want to cover up as much as the redstone as possible. Because in all honesty, besides looking great, you want this, besides working fantastically, you want this to look as good as it works. Once you walk in, you have this awesome entrance. Now, guys, I'm not going to emphasize how important carpets are, because you could put that literally anywhere. You could put a half slab right there, add a carpet right there and there. You can even add carpets on top of redstone torches. And the cool thing is, the carpet will not affect any of the redstone at all, which is great because it really makes things discreet. Now, if you want to, guys, you can even add some half slabs here, kind of extend this outwards a little more so that you have a little more walking room. Now, bear in mind, for the most part of this, you're going to have to be crouching to really set this up, okay? Now, let's reorganize these half slabs, these stairs, so that when you add the item frame to it to indicate what's underneath, you don't have that kind of look. You want this to look as flush as possible with the others, and in all honesty, guys, I love to make things look great. You want things to have a certain style, a certain emphasis. So like I say, guys, please utilize carpets because you can do a lot with them, in all honesty. Now in the center here, you're going to add some blocks there, so that once you add your item frames right across, it of course acts as an indicator to know what's underneath the hopper. Then of course at this point, guys, just pretty much hook up your carpet status and just really decorate this to your style. Now over here, guys, where the redstone torches were at, you can even put some chests there and crafting tables to really make this look nicer. So it kind of adds to it, you know what I mean? Now let me show you how this works. Now you see where that arrow's pointing at that top corner? That's going to represent the first block right there. Okay? Now when you go to the second block, well, the second item frame, and you place your choice of what you want to wear, that's going to be the next one right next to it, you see? So when you're setting this up, you know how to set it up so that you don't make the mistake that I've made and kind of put them all in the wrong place. And then you have random items that you didn't want shooting at you or getting put on you, you know, happening. Because that, trust me guys, that could get messy quickly. Now, of course, guys, make sure you do that to each one, and you're pretty much done at this point. Anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you could please leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you.